Hello student, in the lecture series of heat transfer, in this video we are going to find out the one-dimensional conduction equation without internal heat generation. We already have the differential equation and we integrate it so as to we get the simplified equation. But as we know that we have a three different coordinate system which contain all the shapes, that is Cartesian coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system and spherical coordinate system. So we want to derive step by step each equation. So we will take the first case. If the Cartesian coordinate system type of bodies are there, at that time how to find it out the heat transfer equation. So we will take a case of plane slab. So equation or our title will becomes one-dimensional conduction equation without internal heat generation for a plane wall or slab. Now I am taking one slab over here. This slab having a thickness of B. X will be start from here. You have to take the meaning of X is nothing but the variable. You can start X from here to here also. So we are taking a X will be get start in the direction of heat. So this is a Q. The temperature over here is T1 and over here is an T2. X will becomes B at this position and X will becomes a 0 at T, that is temperature equal to T1. Now as we know the differential equation for the Cartesian coordinate, it is dA by 2T upon dA by x square plus Q bar upon K is equal to 1 upon alpha dA by T by dA by T. So for this we have to make some assumption. In that first assumption is that temperature are only dependent on the X, that is thickness. As the thickness will be get changed, that means when we are coming from here to here, temperature get changed, from here to here temperature get changed, like this temperature will be get changed. It is not changes with respect to thermal conductivity. Already we seen that temperature are changes with respect to your temperature also will be get vary some another parameter, but here it is get only change with respect to X. Now next one, Q bar is 0, that means without internal heat generation. With internal heat generation, this equation we will see in next unit. And last one, we are seen over here the steady state heat transfer. For unsteady state heat transfer, how to calculate that heat transfer, that we will see in unit number 3, or we will see that equation in unit number 3. So without internal heat generation, with steady state heat transfer, with temperature are changes with only with respect to X. At that time what is the equation? So this Q bar upon K will becomes a 0 because Q bar is 0. dA by T by dA by T will becomes 0 because it is a steady state and without internal heat generation. Okay, so this is equation will becomes a dA by 2T upon dA by x square is equal to 0. Now if I integrate this one, I will get dA by T upon dA by x is equal to C1. Okay, I call it as this is equation number 1. Once we do the first integration. Now again I will take the integration. I will get the T is equal to C1x plus C2. I call it as this is equation number 2. Now already we took down the boundary condition. In that here we are easily apply the temperature boundary condition. So what is the temperature boundary condition? X is equal to 0, T will becomes a T1. And at X is equal to B, T1 will becomes a T will becomes a T2. Now putting this boundary condition into equation number 2, first boundary condition we will put it we will get first boundary condition, this will becomes a 0 because x is 0. So, and t will becomes t1. So, t1 is equal to c2. Now, putting second boundary condition into the equation number 2, we will get t will becomes a t2. X will becomes a b1. Sorry, x will becomes a b. So, c1b plus c2. Now, what is the value of c2? Already we find it out. That is t1. So, what is the value of c1? That will becomes a t2 minus t1 divided by b. So, this will be a c1 value. So, we got a c1 and c2. Every time understand that we have to find it out the c1 and c2 value. Once we find it out the c1 and c2 value, we have to put it that value in a general temperature equation. What is the general temperature equation? This is very important for us, but right now it contain a constant c1 and c2. So that's why we find it out c1 and c2. So what this equation will becomes right now, t is equal to c1. What is the value of c1? This one, into x plus c2. What is the value of c2? This one. We are putting this value, we will get t is equal to, what is the value of c1? c1 is an t2 minus t1 upon b into x. So we are putting value of c1 into x plus c2. What is the value of c2? t1. So here will be t1. So we will get a general temperature equation. This is also important to find out any temperature. So what is the fantasy of this equation? Let's say I want to find it out the temperature of this point. So what is the thickness, or what is the thickness of this point? So calculate that thickness. So let's say it is a b by 3 thickness. So just putting x value is an b by 3, and if I know t1 and t2 temperature, I can find it out the t temperature which is present at b by 3 locality. Very simple. Okay. Now I want to find out the heat transfer. So for the heat transfer, I know the Fourier's law. So I write it down. Q is equal to minus Ka delta T by delta X. Okay. Now what is the value of delta T by delta X? Already we find it out, that is C1. So it will become minus Ka C1. So Q is equal to minus Ka. What is the value of C1? C1 value is T2 minus T1 upon B. Okay, so I write it down. Q is equal to Ka T1 minus T2 upon B. This is my heat transfer in Cartesian coordinate or in a plane wall. Same equation I can write it down. Q is equal to T1 minus T2 upon B upon Ka. Now why I am writing down this equation like this? Because we also wanted to find out the thermal resistance, that you understand when I explain the composite wall theory. At that time you understand why I am writing this equation like this. But right now just take down this equation like this. We want to keep your numerator in the form of temperature. That's why I am keeping only T1 minus T2 at the numerator and whole things at the denominator. That's why I will get it like this. Okay. Now same equation we can prove for the cylindrical coordinate system. So second case will be a nothing but cylindrical coordinate system. For that purpose I am taking a cylinder. Now always remember that this is the cylinder, hollow cylinder. Okay. See, very important thing is there. And heat is transferred in this direction. So heat is transferred in a lateral direction, lengthwise direction. So at that time I use the formula of slab, though this shape is an cylindrical, because this heat is transferred in a axial direction. So when I go for the cylinder formula, when the heat is transferred in a radial direction, so heat transfer should be take place in a radial direction, then we can go for cylinder formula. And what is that formula? So I will take the front side of it. So this is one outer side and this is inner side. Inner side having a radius R1 and outer side having a radius R2. Inner side temperature is T1, outer side temperature is T2. So in a radial direction heat is coming out, Q. And what is the amount of that Q that we want to find out? Already we have a equation 1 upon R daba by daba inside the bracket R daba T by daba. Now plus Q bar upon K. Already we made an assumption Q bar is an 0 because in no internal heat generation, and daba T by daba T is also 0 because heat transfer is an steady state. So daba T upon daba T will becomes a 0. So we will get directly result 0. Now solving this equation, we have this R will become at this side. So daba upon daba R into R daba T by daba R is equal to 0. Now take first integration, we will get R daba T by daba R is equal to C1. Now taking this C1 at this side, we will get the first equation that I can write it on next page, so as to all the equation will become on one page. Okay, so it will become a daba T upon daba R is equal to C1 upon R. This will become at this side. Now call it as this is nothing but the equation number 1. Now taking one more integration, so we will get temperature is equal to, this is R, integration of this R will be an ln of R, so we will get C1 ln of R plus C2. This is general temperature equation, but it is in the form of C1 and C2, so we want to find out the C1 and C2. Again we have an temperature boundary condition at R is equal to T1. When R is R1, at that time T will becomes T1. When R will becomes R2, at that time T will becomes T2. So I am putting that boundary condition. So R is equal to R1, T will becomes T1. When R will becomes R2, T will becomes T2. So by putting this boundary condition, we put first boundary condition into it. So I will get, when I am putting R will becomes R1, T will becomes T1, so I will get T1 is equal to C1 ln of R1 plus C2. I am putting second boundary condition into this one, I will get T2 is equal to C1 ln of, what is the value of R? R2 plus C2. So I will have these two equations. If I minus T2 from this T1, I will get T1 minus T2. T1 minus T2 is equal to, C1 is common, ln of R1 minus ln of R2, and C2 will be get cancelled. So what is the value of C2? T1 minus T2 divided by, this whole term will be at this side, but what is the ln of R1 minus ln of R2? Ln of R1 upon R2. So we will get the value of C2. Okay, now we can, we will get the value of C1. C1 will be at this side whole. So we will get the value of C1. Okay, so likewise we can also find it out the value of C2. Okay, just by putting this value of C1 over here, we can find it out the value of C2 also, and we find it out temperature. But our aim is to find out the heat transfer. So what is the heat transfer according to the Fourier's law? Minus Ka daba T by, here temperature are not changes with thickness, because in case of slab there is a thickness, in case of cylinder it is a radius, so it will be an daba T by daba. So what is the value of daba T by daba? Ka daba T by daba is an C1 upon R. So Q is equal to minus Ka C1 value is what? T1 minus T2 upon ln of R1 upon R2 into 1 upon R. What is the A? A is nothing but the surface area through which heat is transferred. So what is the surface area? This is the inner surface area and this is the outer surface through which heat is get transferred. So what is that surface area? 2 pi R into L. So this is will becomes 2 pi r into L. Okay, so I write it down A as in 2 pi r L, and this negative sign absorb over here, so it will becomes R2 upon R1. So Q is equal to K 2 pi r into L T1 minus T2 divided by ln of R2 upon R1. R1 upon R2 will becomes R2 upon R1 into 1 upon R. This R will be get cancelled. So we will get the value Q is equal to 2 pi Lk T1 minus T2 divided by ln of R2 upon R1. This is our required equation. Now same equation we can write it down. Already I said it, I want only numerator in terms of temperature. So equation I can finally write it down, the equation over here, that is Q is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by ln of R2 upon R1 divided by 2 pi Lk, where L is length of the cylinder and K is thermal conductivity of the cylinder. This is nothing but the equation of your cylinder. Same like that of for sphere, third case. For sphere we will make it fast, R1 and this is R2. So for the sphere, what is the equation? 1 upon R square dab by dab R, inside the bracket R square dab T by dab R is equal to 0. Okay, one dimensional equation we will take. Now this R square will become, so it will become a dab by dab R square dab T by dab R is equal to 0. Take the first integration, R square dab T by dab R is equal to C1. This R square will become at this side, so it will become like this. So first equation, second equation, T will become in second integration, T will become integration, this dab T by dab R will becomes T, and this will become minus C1 upon R plus C2. This is equation number 2. Okay, by putting the boundary condition, R1 is equal to, R will becomes R1, T will becomes a T1. So here temperature is T1, here temperature is T2. So R will becomes R2, T will becomes a T2. By putting this boundary condition, first boundary condition, T1 minus C1 upon R1 plus C2, and second boundary condition, T2 minus C1 upon R2 plus C2. By solving this, finally we got a value of C1, that is nothing but the C1 is equal to, which we will require, C1 is equal to T1 minus T2 upon 1 upon R2 minus 1 upon R1. And finally, if I am putting this value into this one, when I want to write it down, we will take it on next page. When we will take it on, Q is equal to minus Ka dab T by dab R into this one. So minus Ka, area of sphere is an 4 pi R square dab T by dab R, and value of dab T by dab R will be an C1 upon R square. By putting the value of C1 over here divided by R square, and this whole value of dab T by dab R, if I am putting over here, so I will get Q1 minus K 4 pi R square C1 upon R square over here. Put the value of C1, and finally I will get the value 4 pi K R1 R2 T1 minus T2 divided by R2 minus R1. This is the final result. If I take it whole term at a denominator, except your temperature, then I will got R2 minus R1 divided by 4 pi K R1 R2. So this is the heat transfer for spherical coordinate. If the heat is get transferred in spherical form, if the heat is get transferred in a cylindrical form, this is the equation. And if the heat is get transferred in a slab or in a Cartesian coordinate, at that time we will, or in an axial dimension heat is get transferred, then we will use this equation. Thank you.